Hey, what's up, guys? English Dave here for another Nerdy Bunch spoiler-free review. I am joined by my co-hosts Mercedes and Rocket Mike. What's up, guys?
Hey.
What's up?
We are here to review Disney Plus's new, what do you call it? A movie play movie?
It's
Recorded theater experience.
Yeah.
There you go. Recorded theater experience. I like
I'm
that,
gonna
Mike.
Google that. What is
Recorded theater experience.
what is
Hamilton.
What am I watching? What do you call that?
This is
see.
now on Disney Plus. If you're one of those people who have kind of been living under a rock in this quarantine time, you didn't know about that.
It's a live stage recording that is streamed via Disney Plus.
Okay.
Which Broadway has that kind of recording of every single play since like the
They
let's
do.
say the 70s, even maybe earlier.
I will
So
say
it's-
if this is an example, they need to do more of this.
Release this,
Right,
Let's
right.
Not
You know,
stop
like-
here.
I don't mind. Some things don't have to have the whole movie kind of production. This kind of worked for me. I think we're in the review
You
already.
could
I
have
think
just shown me
that
one
worked.
master shot of what it would have been like for me just to sit in the back. I'm like, well, this is what I would have been seeing anyway. So
Right. For those who don't know, the synopsis is as follows. Hamilton is the story of America then, told by America now, featuring a score that blends hip-hop, jazz, R&B, and Broadway. Hamilton has taken the story of American founding fathers Alexander Hamilton and created a revolutionary moment in theater, a musical that has a profound impact on culture, politics, and education. Filmed at the Richard Rodgers Theatre on Broadway in June of 2016, the film transports its audience into the world of the Broadway show in a uniquely intimate way. This was written and directed by Thomas Kail. It's based on the book, right? Itself. It's based on an actual book.
Yes,
And,
it is adapted from the book by Ron Chernow, New York Times bestseller. But yeah, I think the story goes Lin-Manuel read it 2008 one summer, and the rest is history. He created the show, and they won the Tony. I feel like I think it was a year later.
Yeah, and Lin-Manuel Miranda did he wrote all the songs, right, for this?
Yes.
Yes.
Wrote, produced, directed. Obviously there were a few other producers, but this is his baby.
All right, let's go into it. We're gonna start as usual. What did you know before? Have any of you seen the play? I hadn't. Had any of you seen it?
no, I think like most people.
I know
none of us
Mercedes.
saw it. I just knew
I
it was like
expect
that
you to
one.
have seen it.
Kind of,
Well, so being the musical theater geek that I am, I don't know if some of you might know this. I definitely used to dabble in that back in the day, but I was very much looking forward to seeing this. I had been putting my name in the lottery along with my mom and my dad up until they won, because my parents actually did win the lottery and they got to see Hamilton. And then I've been listening to the soundtrack ever since, just buying my time until I can, save the coins or get a seat to the show. But then Disney Plus said they were going to put it on there. So I was like, cool.
Oh, so you hadn't seen it? Okay.
I had not seen it. I had only listened to the original studio recording that the cast had put out. And, you can put so much from that, listening to that over and over again, but it's never going to compare to actually seeing their production. You can dance around your living room and sing, I'm not going to lose my shot but you still need to see the show. So.
But I think it's one of those shows that everyone kind of knew about through like osmosis. Like you kind of like felt that this show, but I have to see it, but I know about it. I'm supposed to love. I already love it. I haven't seen it, but I love it. It's
You
one of those
lived
kind
under
of.
a rock if you didn't know what Hamilton was.
Yeah.
Like if you were like, "What's Hamilton?" Like I would be like, "Are you all right?"
Also,
like,
have you been to school at all? Or
Right, and
turned
it's
on
like
the television.
right. I feel like in terms of Broadway as well, it was like The Lion King in the early 2000s in terms of just that like.
It's still.
Have you not seen it?
It's now Lion King and Hamilton. Like those are the two shows to go
Right.
see. I mean, there's the Book of Mormon, but I think Hamilton kind of like put Book of Mormon down one slot, and now it's Hamilton, Book of Mormon, Lion King. I think Aladdin's up there, but you're not going back to Broadway until like 2021 or 22.
Right.
So.
And we touched on that. I think Disney. It was a great idea to put it on. I think it was always planned to release it, but I think they moved it early because of COVID. So it wasn't like they just decided because of COVID. I think it was always part of the plan, and it was a great idea to put it on Disney Plus. Fun fact: they turned off the free trial of Disney Plus just before this because they knew People are going to sign up just for the free trial.
Smart.
Nope.
Okay, good on you.
That's hilarious.
Hey, that's
Disney
smart,
is
right?
petty as hell. They're like, y'all ain't gonna come up here, take up all this free history, and then cancel us. We gonna need a few dollars for you to get this history lesson, okay?
Right. And let's talk about the actual film. The film. I keep saying film, but the play itself.
It-
the synopsis
It is
says
a cinematic journey.
It's a
It is a
hybrid.
film.
Yeah, it is. And I'll go to you guys. How do you think how successful do you think they were?
A home run, ball out of the park for me.
Yeah.
Nice and
I'm
simple.
still wondering like how they got some of those shots.
It
He wasn't
filmed,
throwing away
in
any
multiple-
shots. Oh, but it was,
I forget the exact number, but it was filmed over multiple
Performances?
days. Performances, yeah. And some of the performances there were
Okay.
no audiences there. So like for the close-ups,
I
there
was
were
wondering how they got the
camera.
close-ups.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the music. I'm a huge fan of musicals. I'm already in, but I loved, and I knew that this uses hip hop, jazz, and R&B, but to see it done and the way it was done and infused, I thought it was fantastically done. And there's little touches, and if you're a fan of hip hop and R&B, there's little kind of Easter eggs kind of peppered throughout in the lyrics and the dialogue, which I thought was great. Which one good thing about watching it at home over Broadway, I'm glad I could have subtitles, because for me it helped a lot. I watch everything with subtitles when I can, and so to actually see the lyrics and to read the lyrics as I'm hearing them, I think some parts I would have missed if I was at the Broadway, because it's so fast, right? The
Of
rapping is so
course,
fast
yeah.
and things like that. But what do you guys think of the music?
music for me was just otherworldly. I think that's kind of like the best way to put it. The show was so groundbreaking in a sense where yes, it had elements of hip hop, and hip hop was a great thing, but what Lin Manuel Miranda did was create a completely 100% well-rounded show. We had a swing number, there was a rock number, we had a reggae number, there were lip sync battles, there was he did electronic beats where songs were literally rewound, and that was incorporated into the show. So for me, I really enjoyed it, and I think it was just one of the most well-rounded shows I've ever seen.
No, you touched on it when you said about the battle. I liked when they did things like that. When characters debated, it became a rap battle, which I thought, oh, that's a really cool thing. So it wasn't just throwing in. Yeah, it's not just throwing in things just to throw in there. Where the type of music was used was with purpose, right? It's like, okay, we're going to use this type of music in this moment to emphasize this meaning or this thing that we're talking about. It fit the moment, and I love that. And moments you didn't think would work for.
Mm-hmm. And it like he really incorporated the whole like theme of just we are a melting pot, we are immigrants, and it was just fucking brilliant to me that he did the whole story of 1776 of white immigrants and made them black, and how that story is we're still having that kind of same narrative today, which I thought was just brilliant.
Mike, I want to ask you, I what I thought was really well done with this being particularly a play was that they did a great job of the set design. It was a very simple set used effectively. What did you think about that?
The rotating stage
Yep.
I had never seen before, and I didn't even realize until halfway through that it actually didn't just rotate on the outside, but just on the inside too.
Yep.
So it was like two, what do you call it? Just like opposite rotating discs in a way.
Yeah.
And how they incorporated some scenes where it was like it looked like they were walking down an alley. They had it timed so that way a character could come up right beside someone's shoulder without even having them move. I'm like, oh, that was perfect. But I also, in the whole time, just seeing these things, I'm like, I can't imagine how many times they tried it just to perfect that. What the tech would have looked like. Just like, we're not there yet. It's just a second earlier. All right, let's try it again. Just so many trials and errors. But man, did it pay off.
Yep.
And listen, I'm okay to admit I am not a fan of musicals. It's just me, just personal. Just never really got into it. Obviously, and I've done musicals in high school and everything, and it was fun. But this one,
you would have been in Hamilton.
Trust me, man. I would have lost my breath after like 4 verses of any of the rap songs. I'm like, I'm with you, David. I probably would need some of the side titles. I'm like, I I lost it. Hold on a second. Let's go back. What were they just talking about? Wait. Oh. But I was blown away by the adrenaline and the endurance that they got through. Nothing stopped them. Like the amount of rehearsals it must have taken, the amount of work that they must have put in just to get everything flawless. Like they never missed a beat. And that's one thing, the pace that it goes, you can't afford to drop a line or drop a lyric because there's no going back. You can't just be like, oh, well, let me make up, or someone can cover for you.
Nope.
Everyone's on their own in a way. But I felt a lot better knowing that this is more a modern musical.
If I had seen something like this when I was in high school, it definitely would have changed like a lot of my views of what things I wanted to do. I definitely didn't. I would have stuck with musical theater a little bit longer if I felt like there were enough roles, for me, a woman of color, on stage. But with a show like Hamilton, that I feel like this is going to break down so many walls with things where colorblind casting, and like I said, you took a show with white history 1776 and put all brown people in it, and all of the critics ate it up.
One of the aspects I thought would bother me. Hold on, my mic is kind of messing up. Testing. Yeah, one of the things I thought would bother me was the fact that it was, it's almost 3 hours long, and I was like, what? First thing I'll tell people who haven't seen it, there is an intermission, which I was happy about. But it doesn't feel long. I thought the pacing was really well done. I think I didn't feel like this was a long thing.
No.
But again, I still appreciate the intermission. I was like, oh, look at that. It feels like a play. There's nothing better than being in a massive room that can echo the sound and being excitement with the audience with you.
Yes.
Like, there's nothing better than that. Like, that's my only nitpick, really. Like, with the music being so powerful.
I did watch it in surround sound, so
so did I.
Yeah, so
well, that's the thing.
Like, all right.
But that's what I thought about, I was watching with surround sound, and I was like, okay, the sound is good, but, I want to be with, like, 100 and something people, just like, there's nothing better than
crying.
That. The energy. Cried. Exactly. The energy, you can't get anywhere else.
I mean,
without having those people.
Having seen Broadway live, too, it's obviously a different feeling, but you feed off of everyone's reactions. Like, when we all saw Endgame in a theater, Captain America grabs.
Assemble. I was crying. To this day, I will watch that scene, and Chris Evans will look back with those watery blue eyes and say, when they come through the portals and say, Avengers Assemble, I'm like,
I'm gonna watch it right now. It made me miss the movie theater. Funny enough, like watching this made me miss the movie theater. I think that's I was like, damn it.
I think that was the only time I stood up in a movie theater. Yeah.
It made me miss being like, and I was like, damn, I need to see this on Broadway one day.
Right.
Get out of quarantine. Everybody put on a damn mask. I need to see Hamilton.
I want to do a post probably tomorrow asking fans, what was the last movie you saw in theaters?
The last movie I saw in theaters was so disappointing. Like,
I know. So was mine. I think it was the Vin Diesel movie.
Oh, terrible! Oh my god.
That was the last movie I saw in theaters. Yes.
Wait, it was March, right? What was the last? I think what came out early March.
Anyway,
God, I can't remember.
I have to close out now. Thanks, guys, for listening.
No, you don't.
Thank you. Yes, I do. What do you mean? No, I don't.
No, stop.
You don't have to do anything.
On that note, thank you, Rocket Mike.
Thank you, English Dave.
Thank you, Mercedes.
No, I said no.
My name is English Dave. This has been a Nerdy Bunch spoiler-free review for Disney Plus's Hamilton. If you haven't seen it, definitely go check it out. And as always, Mike.
Me? Oh my God! What?
There you go.
You've been chosen.
All right, here we go. Keep it nerdy.
Ow!
Peace, guys.